warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Maulana Arjujaya. I'm from the Heavy Equipment and Automotive Engineering of University Muhammadiyah Jakarta, and I'm from Group 4 and Subunit 4. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about is drilling. Let's get started and enjoy this video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me introduce myself. Today our group is going to presentation I topic drilling. My name is M. Sadri Jonathan.
My name is Maulana Arjujaya, and my friend name is Lutfi Ramadan.
Table of content. 1. Drilling eye well. 2. The rotary system. 3. Lifting drill. 4. Hand tools. 4. Friction. 6. Helm and sight. 7. Of ship in the camp. Drilling I will. Case of drilling I hold to break whether oil or gas. 2. The rotary system. Drilling I-wall. Drilling I-wall is the process of mechanical excavation a cylindrical hole into the earth through seeing eye drilling ring and specific set tools. Schematic diagram of eye drill wheel. Domestic drill wells being installed using through main rod ring race.
Out in the country, your water well is really important. Just about any kind of home needs a water source of some kind. And this video documents the day that we had the well drilling rig.
Eye drilling domestic well showing the wheel casing and wheel cup. Schematic diagram of eye drill wheel. Domestic drill wells being installed using through main rod ring race.
Out in the country, your water well is really important. Just about any kind of home needs a water source of some kind. And this video documents the day that we had the well drilling rig out to my son Robert's cabin to try and find some water for him. Now, one of the things about this process is that you never really know if you're going to hit water. So it's a bit nerve-wracking. You could spend thousands of dollars and end up with a dry hole. We ended up with a really great well, and we'll get to that eventually. But what I want to share with you now is just the process and how it all unfolded on that day. The thing you see dangling here is the drill bit, or one of two drill bits that are going to be used. This is larger in diameter, and it goes in first to create a slightly larger hole for the metal casing, a metal pipe, that's going to go down later. Here the drilling has started, and you can hear the sort of pounding action of the actual drill rig. It rotates and pounds and pulverizes its way through rock. Here in our particular site, the rock is probably about 2 or 3 feet down, and from then on it's just limestone bedrock the whole way. This metal pipe is the casing, which sticks up above the ground and keeps groundwater out, and the welder's applying a nameplate which is unique to our well. What you see here is pretty much what well drilling's all about. It's standing around watching this big drill bore a hole into the earth. There's a little bit of water coming out. They pump that down to lubricate the bit as it's working. Here you see the guys removing the first drilling head that they used. It's somewhat larger in diameter than the head that they're going to use for most of the well, and it's larger so that the hole is bigger, so it will accommodate the metal casing that you saw the welder working on before. Here the casing's going in. They're just wrestling it into place now. The purpose of the casing is to make sure that groundwater does not get into the well, that we're really only getting that deep down water, which is the purest and cleanest stuff, the water we want. The bags you see here are chunks of bentonite clay, and they're going to go around the casing later on, and in contact with water they swell up and seal around the outside of the casing. Right now the rig is being used to pound the casing solidly all the way down into position so that the top is at the right height. As the rig bores deeper and deeper, additional drill rods need to be added to keep pushing that drilling head down, and that's what you see happening here. There the new drill rod is being moved into position. It threads onto the end of the old one, and then when it's tight, they can remove that wrench and start drilling again, and going down another 20 feet or so until it's time for another drill rod to be added. Here they're applying that bentonite clay I was telling you about. It gets filled in around the casing. It looks kind of like gravel when it's in its dried state, but as soon as it comes in contact with water, it starts to swell up, and taken together it forms this impervious seal around the top of the casing. Well, now we've gotten down to the real business of drilling the bulk of the well. This is the kind of operation that you see going on hour after hour, but there's a couple of things I want to point out to you. First, you'll see some water coming out there. That water's not coming from the ground. It's still a dry hole at this stage, but the water's being pumped in from a separate tanker truck, and it lubricates the bit as it's pounding away at the rock at the bottom of the hole. There's also air rushing up. The air is actually what drives the head that does the pulverizing of the rock. Here's a closer view of the chain. Look at the chain on either side there. It's slowly inching down. That's the rate of progress of the bit as it's going through the rock. It's actually dolomite. It's fairly hard as sedimentary rock goes, but this thing is no trouble boring right through it. Here's an elevated view of what's going on, and you can see the dust kicked up by the air that's being forced down into the hole to drive the head. When we finally do hit groundwater, that air being pumped down will cause the groundwater to rise up and shoot out, and that's when you know you've hit water. As you can see by the big pile of cuttings on either side of the hole, we've been drilling here for a while. We still haven't hit any water. We're probably down about 120 feet now. The water that is coming out is just the stuff that's been pumped in. But I can tell you that something is about to happen here. I want you to notice the color of the slurry that's coming out of the hole. It's starting to get darker now, and we're starting to get more water coming. The well driller notices that, and he's pointing it out to the camera here because we are actually about to hit some significant water. The first water that we've hit in the whole process. Significantly more water is coming out of the well now than is being pumped down, so we've definitely hit something. The reason that water is coming up all that way from underground is because of the air that's being pumped down to drive the drilling head. When we hit water, the well driller estimated that we were getting a constant flow of probably 40 to 50 gallons a minute, which is a really good flow. We were very fortunate and we're very thankful to have hit this kind of water, because as I said, you really don't know what you're going to hit until you start drilling. The question now remains, how much farther do you keep drilling? Because we've clearly hit good water. We want to go down far enough that we make sure that we really do have some good stuff in large enough quantities. But it is possible to drill too far. Sometimes it happens that if you keep drilling too much, you'll open up an empty rock crack or fissure or something, and then all your water will start flowing down, and you won't actually have any in your well at all. So we're just finishing up the 20-foot long rod here, and then we're going to call it a day. As it turns out, the well ended up being 146 feet deep, and we're looking forward to lots of great water. I know from measuring, too, that the water rose to about 13 feet below the surface of the ground, which is nice and close to the ground, so it makes for easy pumping. The well driller found this rock, which is kind of interesting. It's a regular color on one side, but it's dark brown on the other, and he figures that was along the edges of the water cavern or underground passageway that we hit when we first got into that great water. So there's probably a lot down there. All in all, we're very thankful that we've hit some great water, and we had a great well driller to help us do it too.
Thank you for Satria, and I read hand tools. First, hand tools for drilling include manual hand drills, ins and outs, along with various types of drill bits designed for different materials and hole types. And this image hand tools drilling.
Saw. We use the saw to cut wood. Saw. Repeat after me. Saw. Saw. Hammer. The hammer hits the plank. Hammer. Repeat after me. Hammer. Hammer. Screw. The screw joins pieces together. Screw. Repeat after me. Screw. Screw. Nail. We use a hammer to hit the nail. Nail. Repeat after me. Nail. Nail. Ladder. The painter is on the ladder. Ladder. Repeat after me. Ladder. Ladder. Bucket. The bucket is filled with cement. Bucket. Repeat after me. Bucket. Bucket. Drill. We use the drill to make a hole in the wall. Drill. Repeat after me. Drill. Drill. Nut. The nut is screwed onto the bolt. Nut. Repeat after me. Nut. Nut. Awl. We use the awl to make holes in the plank. Awl. Repeat after me. Awl. Awl.
Example from the text. Tuck the drill pipe, put the hole, drill the hole.
Hello, my name is Emma, and in today's video, I am going to teach you about sequencers. So sequencers are words like first, next, then, after that, and finally. We use sequencers when we are talking about steps or the order of doing things. So we will use sequencers when we tell stories. We use sequencers when we give instructions. Such as how to do something, okay? Because when we tell someone how to do something, we're giving them a lot of different steps. And so sequencers help us organize these steps. Okay, so let's get started and let's see some examples of how we use sequencers. So I have here my 5 steps: first, next, then, after that, and finally. These are the sequencers we're focusing on in today's lesson. So I want you to imagine you want to tell somebody how to make a hamburger, okay? When you make a hamburger, there are different steps to making a hamburger. First, you take a bun. Next, you put lettuce on the bun. Then, you add a hamburger, or the meat. After that, maybe you put ketchup or mustard. And finally, you put on the top bun and you eat it. So these are the 5 steps in making a hamburger. That's just an example of how we would use this type of language, okay? So when we're using sequencers, first always comes first, okay? So notice first is number 1. So when we're giving instructions or we're giving steps, this is how we would start. When we're ending our instructions, or at the end of what we're saying, when we're giving a how-to or telling somebody how to do something, we can end with this word, finally. So first is the first thing you say, finally is the last. And then we have these 3, next, then, and after that. They all mean the same thing. So you can use then as your second step. You can use after that as your second step. You can use these interchangeably. So it doesn't matter the order of these 3. First, then, next, after that, finally. We can use sequencers in that way too. So let's think of some more examples. I want you to use these in your own life, or think about ways you can use these in your own life. I want you to think about when you woke up this morning. What were 5 things you did? And think about the order you did them in. So maybe, first, you heard your alarm clock. Okay, so first, you woke up and you heard your alarm clock. What's the second thing that happened? Well, maybe if you're like me, next, I had a shower. I took a shower. Okay, after that, I ate breakfast. Then I brushed my teeth. And finally, what did I do finally this morning? I think I went for a walk. Okay, so those were the 5 things I did this morning in the order I did them. So I want you to try. Think about the 5 things you did this morning. And you can say them out loud to practice. Okay, so first, you. Next. Then. After that. And finally. So let's look at another example of how we can use these sequencers.
All from the family. This new lens fails to heavy. I won't help you. I'm still no. Great. Remeasure before reading. Okay, I got my wife. And next, direction. Directional drilling is the practice of drilling non-vertical boreholes to install underground. Items like pipes and cables are to access underground resources like oil and gas reservoirs. And this image horizontal direction drilling. And this is
Horizontal directional drilling is an efficient, innovative way to bury pipe and cable under roads, rivers, or any other potential obstacles. Drilling begins with establishing a bore path, locating existing utilities, and choosing locations of the entry and exit pits. It's important to properly and safely set up equipment at each location. Once the operator starts drilling, they're able to guide the drill pipe and track it using a tracking beacon. A tracker monitors the head of the drill string so they know depth, position, and area of the housing. A fluid mixer mixes drilling fluids that flow through the drill to the end of the drill bit for more efficient cutting and cleaning of the borehole. Proper drilling fluids are essential for success in various soil conditions. Excess drilling fluid is removed using a vacuum excavator. Once the pilot bore has been completed, it's typically enlarged to 1.5 the size of the new conduit or pipe being installed. This is done by utilizing a back reamer, either by a multi-step process called pre-reaming or utilizing a swivel and pulling in the product on the initial back ream. Mud mixture then fills the space around the pipe or cable. Each drilling project comes with its own set of challenges. From determining the right drill size and bit configuration, to understanding soil conditions, to proper HDD tooling selection, there's a lot to consider when executing a horizontal directional drilling project.
Thank you very much, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Do you have any question?
Okay, my name is Muhammad Ahmad. I have a question. Why is drilling a well considered a mechanical process? Thank you.
My name is Faisal Karim. I have a question. What is the purpose of giving instruction? Thank you.
Do you agree with my answer? Basic is uns minus and rotary tools to excavate the hole instead of manual labor.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I do agree. Thank you. Thank you.
machines and rotary tools to encounter the whole instead of manual labor. Thank you. To explain the steps to complete a task.
Yes, I agree with you.
Welcome.
In the middle.
Thank you everyone for participation and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam